Usually I always do a cue in the intro, but today it's been too many intros that I've had to do because I keep messing up. So today we're gonna be talking about Friends, and you guys might be thinking this dude doesn't know anything about Friends. He's antisocial because I'm making videos on YouTube, but no. So today we're gonna be talking about friends and the types of friends, and some quick stories of who are friends I had. Basically, I don't know why I always say basically. It's just a word that I say. So we're going to be talking about our neighborhood friends that everyone has. So my neighborhood friends, it's really complicated, but we're going to be talking about neighborhood friends. Neighborhood friends, not like school friends that you always make. No, well, technically they are neighborhood friends and school friends because they're in this. I have like a little group, right? It's the little clica that every Mexican kid has. I'm sorry, I'm a bit rusty. I haven't made a video. I usually make videos like at 4 or 3, and it's 7. Right now it's 7, but when I post 2 videos, it's probably gonna be like 8 or 9. So we're gonna introduce our friend. I'm gonna introduce the kids that I play with, that I go hang out with and everything. So let's call my friend, the friend that I first met over here. There's a little group from, I don't know if the camera turns, I don't know. So there's a little neighborhood group over here, and back when I was 6, there's like all the clica of Mexican kids that were like always playing tag and shit always playing tag and stuff. So yeah, it was your usual standard rough kids. Like there's some there wasn't any age limit. Like there's a kid that was like 15 years old. I was 10 years old. I mean, no. There was a kid that was 15 years old. Meanwhile, all the other kids were like 8. I don't know why I hanged around with those kids, but neighborhood friends, what can I say? So yeah, usually we all hanged out at my friend's house. He had a big backyard. I mean, it's not a backyard, it's mostly like a patio, like a big piece of land. Like the house is here, and the house is here, and the big piece of land, it's all around. So we could call that un patio, okay, patio. So usually I used to hang out with those guys because one time I remember signal. I remember the first time we met. So it sounds like Wally out there. Sounds like a freaking zombie apocalypse. I'm sorry. I'll probably edit this out. Definitely. If I know how to. Definitely edit this out. Definitely. I'll probably edit this out if I figure out how to, but those are like a whole minute wasted. So I remember the first time we met. I was outside, and since you know that we usually most Mexican kids usually have to go do the little mandados and everything, since there's literally a store in every block, a miscelánea in every block. So that meant that like I honestly remember the first time I had to go do a mandado. The It was when I was about 7 years old. Don't worry, it was not like back then there was any child abuse or anything. I was about 7 years old, and I don't know why there's always a little dot here. There's always there's always a dot right here. I don't know what. You saw that? There's a little dot right there. Kind of confusing, honestly. Well, I remember that back then I used to do mandados, right? So one time when I was going to do the mandado, I saw a kid that whenever I was coming back from the mandado, I got my gancitos and everything. They got me my 8 pesos for the gancito and everything, with chips and all. So I remember when I was coming back, I noticed that that kid had some friends. Like he was going back, and there were some kids coming from the other store that's another place, and I saw them like a little group, right? And there's kids of all ages. And since back then I wasn't shy at all. Like I just went up to them and say, "Hey, are you guys friends?" And they said, "Yeah, why?" And I remember that all the rest of the kids were looking at my eyes like, "Who the heck is this kid? And why is he even talking to us? He looks like he's 6 years old." And well, yeah, I was 6 years old or seven or stuff. You get the jig. So I remember that I asked them, "Hey, are you guys gonna do anything like play hide and seek or something?" And I knew that I was a kid, but I was really social back then, so I didn't care if they thought, "Oh, this kid is ugly" or stuff. I didn't care about that. So since I was really social, I was like, "Can I go play with you guys, or can we hang out or something?" And since I know it's really squibbity squib. I know it's really cringe saying, "Hey, want to go play?" and stuff. That sounds really suspicious, really dumb. But let's just say that I was saying, "Want to go hang out or do hide and seek or something, tag?" They were like, "Kid, keep in mind that we played rough." And I was like, "Okay, I played rough." And I knew that they playing rough is different from me playing rough, because I used to play like little luchitas with my brother, and since my brother is 4, and I was, that's a story for another time, and I know it's gonna sound made up, but one time I hit my brother so hard with a pillow that he went flying. Okay, so but no, since I thought that I knew what was playing rough, I said, "Yeah, sure, we can play." And I didn't know that 15-year-old kids could be so. I mean, I'm 10 right now. I'm about to be 11, and I still don't know how freaking 15-year-old kids can be so rough. Like the kid that was 15 years old, right now he's like 21. 21, I think so. He's already got a house and he's got a girlfriend, and I'm like, "Bro, what the heck? You're 21 in this economy?" So I don't know what he did, but yeah. So let's just say it's already 8 minutes. So let me just say that me and the kids, we became great friends. Like we used to hang out every day. Like I remember when my tío got me a Sega Genesis, and I got the Sega Genesis, and the first thing I thought was, I can play Sonic with my friends. So I like as soon as I got the thing, and as soon as it came in the mail, or whatever the mail is called over here, it's not FedEx. I don't think so. Whenever the mail came, I like just dashed. I took a shower and I asked, "Grandma, can I go play with my friends?" And she said, "Are you gonna take the Sega Genesis?" And since she didn't think the kids were like up to anything because they're freaking kids, there's no way you could do something to a cute, puny, freaking 6-year-old kid. She was like, "Yeah, sure, take it. Just don't break it or anything, or don't throw it at the floor." She raged. She was really up to front with me. Like she knew my shenanigans. Like I remember one time when I was playing on her phone, and I got so angry because I was on Sonic. You know how Sonic is mobile now? Yeah, that was kind of dumb. It defeats the whole purpose of Sega Genesis. So since I love Sonic, well, it made sense. But I remember one time I raged so hard that I threw the phone to the floor, and I didn't throw, like, I used to, like, just let it go, like, put it on its back and just let it go. No, I just let it fall on the floor, and I was like, I don't want to break it, so I'm just gonna let it fall so it knows my anger. It was kind of dumb. So yeah, I know a bit of all the kids, and oh my god, 10 minutes, I gotta do this quick, bro. So yeah, when I knew all of them, their names, I remember one time whenever I went to their house because they were playing hide and seek and everything. So I went there, and they're like selling freaking Fritos. They were selling chips and everything. So I was like, can I buy a chip? And they're like, for a bag, you can. I sell you the bag at 10 pesos. So 10 pesos were like $1 at the time. 10 pesos is more than $1, is less than $1. Like 16 pesos is $1. So yeah, but oh shoot. Basically, my grandma got mad because they were selling me the candy more for the price. Like the chips, the bag of chips that they were selling, it costed like 5 pesos, and they were selling me it like at 8 pesos. So she got mad because it was like, you can buy a whole entire bag of chips for yourself for only freaking 5 pesos, and they're trying to scam you. And that was the first strike. The second strike is whenever I went to their house, they're playing hide and seek, and well, not, it's something else. And they had like a cowboy, mecate. They had a mecate, right? Like, not a whip. It was like a wire, right? Something like that. So they were playing with it, and they said that they were gonna play Doritos, and where they were gonna grab the mecate and they're gonna throw it at our head, and they're gonna pull us, and if we fell, we lost the game. But if we didn't fall and kept running, like, we won. The last person standing would win. The last person standing would win. But my grandma got mad, and then eventually I just stopped talking to them for a while. And then I remember one time when they got a freaking PlayStation or an Xbox, I don't know, and they're playing Fortnite at their house, and they invited me. So I went there, and I stayed for like 2 whole entire hours. And since we weren't talking so much because they got like a little awkward because my grandma was mad and everything, and they were older kids, so they literally just, they're like, I was in like a younger brother for them. There's like only 3 kids that wanted me there. All the rest were like, nah, bro, he's too young. He's too weak. He's dumb. So I remember that I went. I didn't do anything for 2 hours straight. I kept telling them, hey guys, can I play? And they were making bets like, if I lose this game, if I lose this round, you play. Or if I lose this crown or something, you can play. So they started like being so, they started being toxic. Like, since they had a mic, started being like, move and stuff, and all of that. They said cuss words and a lot. So after I got home, I was like at the verge of crying, and my grandma asked why, and I told her it's because I kind of snitched. I've got stitches now. I don't know where. So yeah, I snitched, and I didn't talk to them. And till now, I still don't talk to them. I basically just lost all contact with them. It's not that we ever had contact, like freaking Messenger or something, WhatsApp, but I lost all contact with them. And I remember that some days ago, like, we still, like, if I go to the store and they're like there, they say inappropriate stuff. Like, we're not friends anymore, basically. So they just make weird sounds and stuff to get me awkward or angry and stuff. They say, ha ha, dummy. They say, and it is what it is. And this video is really long right now, and I think I'm not going to be able to post it. But if I do, so help me. Bye, guys.